Hey everyone, let's talk about product research. So how do we know a product is going to sell when there's so much competition out there? And what kind of products should you pursue, specifically when you're trying to find a product to private label and sell using FBA, or Fulfillment by Amazon? If you want a lot of detail about product research, please sign up for my webinar if you haven't already seen it. I'm hosting a few more sessions this week, and we do a deep dive into what makes a good product to sell. So you'll learn the main criteria for what to look for in a product to be able to private label it for FBA. There's a link on this post to register for the webinar, so you'll have more background info for today's video, which is all about product research live. So let's actually jump on Amazon so I can show you exactly what it looks like. Okay, here we are on Amazon. We want to begin our product research by getting deep into a category. So these are all the departments. When you choose one, even more detailed categories open up within that department. So let's just for now choose pet supplies. Once I do that, even more categories open up. We can pick any of these. I'll go with cats for now because my cat is staring at me right now. And when you do that, even more categories open up. So you can just keep doing this and get deeper and deeper into these niches and really find something that might work for you. You don't want to be in a bestseller category because those categories are already so saturated with so many sellers, right? It'll just be really hard to compete when there's a ton of other sellers that already have, thousands of reviews. Instead, we want to get really deep into one of these categories where there's not that many sellers. So that way, when a customer searches for the product you have, you are the first one who shows up in the search results. And you get more sales and it's less work for you overall. So we're in cat supplies. I'm just going to type in something kind of generic, cat, and we'll see what comes up. I know right away there's probably going to be a lot of food and kitty litter, and I'm not really interested in importing those because anything that can be ingested or anything related to health we want to stay away from. Often those are restricted categories, and also it just seems a little risky to me. So I'm going to go over to cat toys. We'll narrow it down a little bit, and hopefully that'll remove some food and stuff like that from our search results. Okay, so now we have a little over 11,000 results in cat toys. So we need to narrow that down. Obviously, we're not going to go through 11,000 results, right? So fortunately, Amazon has this nice little refined search feature on the left-hand side. So I start by narrowing down to products that have 4 stars and up. These are obviously good quality products that people are happy with. And then I refine even more. Scroll down here. Too far. And you can actually refine by price. So if you remember from earlier, we want to stick to products that are about $20-ish. And you don't want to go too high because then you have fewer buyers. If your product's really expensive, it's cost prohibitive for some people, or they need to think about it for a little while. So you can put whatever you want in here, but I will do $70 for now. That's a pretty good price range, I think, to start out with. So we hit go, and now we have fewer results, easier to go through, and all of these, or a lot of these anyway, will meet our criteria, I guess you could say, for how we narrow down. So I just go through this, see what products I might be interested in private labeling. So right off the bat, we've got a tunnel. That seems like it might be fairly lightweight, good price point, $23. Go down here. These cardboard scratch post type things, they could be good. It's a good price point for sure. I'm a little concerned about how big it is, though. It might be bulky, even though it's lightweight. It could be expensive to ship, but we won't really know until we get a shipping estimate. But I'll hold off on that for now. You don't want to use anything that has electronics in it, at least when you're first starting out as an FBA seller, just jumping into it, because electronics tend to break when you're importing them from China a lot. This looks pretty cool. Cat toy, no electronics involved. Love it. What else do we have on our list here? This might be good. Definitely meets our small and lightweight requirement. $20, $21. Nice. So yeah, I just pretty much go through these, see what could be good. Oh, this is pretty clever. Sushi catnip toy, anything like that probably might do well for its novelty factor. So I keep opening them in new tabs just so I keep. And again, I'll spend a little bit of time just going through the list and pulling out ones that appeal to me. I'm going to close these for now just because my internet's being a little slow and I don't want it to slow us down even more. And then once you find a product you like, I'll actually get maybe 10 or even 20 products that I like when I'm doing my product research, because you want a pretty big list, because after this we're going to start figuring out, is it profitable, right? So you want a lot on your list before you get to that point. Because you're going to narrow it down pretty quickly, and it's good to start out with a long list. So let's just say I like this cat tunnel. What I'm going to do is actually type in, I want to see all the cat tunnels that are available on Amazon right now. So I'll type in cat tunnels, close out that tab, wait for it to load. I'm sorry, it's being a little slow right now. I don't know what's going on. All right, so I can see there's quite a few of them. But instead of me like actually tallying how many there are and keeping track of how much each one costs, there's actually some free Chrome plugins that you can use. These you would just Google them and download the plugin, and then they show up here on your browser, and they give you all kinds of data for free that they've pulled from Amazon. So I will just open up this one here. It's called Unicorn Smasher. Okay, yes, allow. So this is showing me all of the cat tunnels that are in the search results. This is the first page. I can go on to the next page if I want. So I can see what all of their prices are. I can see their estimated sales. That's actually how many units sell per month. I can see things like how many reviews they have. Sorry, there we go. And this is super, super helpful because we want to know, is it really, I know I saw one that sold for $20-ish, but it looks like a lot of them actually sell for much less, like low teens, $12.99, and we don't want to be that low. We just can't compete probably, and your profit margins would be too thin. It wouldn't even be worth it for you. The other thing you want to look at is review count. So I can see right off the bat, there's 3 sellers that have over 1,000 reviews. That's a pretty bad sign. I think I mentioned earlier. You would prefer to have a product that has, even if other people are selling it, they don't have too many reviews. So less than 1,000 is good. Less than 100 is even better. So I know right off the bat that it would be really hard to compete with these sellers that already have 2,000, almost 3,000 reviews. So this again is called Unicorn Smasher, and it just really helps you do quick product research. So I could probably just nix this product and move on to the next one that I had in mind, right? So that's Unicorn Smasher. There's another one called Scope by Seller Labs. Open that one. It does pretty much the same thing as Unicorn Smasher. So you can see the search results here. It again shows you the price, estimated sales per month, and reviews. Those are the 3 things I tend to look at most. And Scope also gives you an average of everything on the list. So yeah, I can see $15, just too low. 200 sales a month is pretty good though. It's like, what is that, a couple a day or so? Not bad. But still, because there's so many other sellers that already have a ton of reviews, I probably would not pursue this product. But these 2 free tools are great, Scope and Unicorn Smasher. Again, they really help you get your product research done that much faster than if you would, create your own spreadsheet and try to do it yourself. Let me jump back into full screen mode here. Okay, so after all that, the next step would be to figure out what the FBA fees are and find a supplier, find out how much they charge per unit, and estimate the shipping charges. That way you can make sure that you're actually going to make a profit, knowing what the supplier really charges. For those of you enrolled in my advanced training, the FBA Life Launchpad, you have access to the product research spreadsheet that does all these profit calculations for you to make sure you get a positive return on investment. And for everyone else, if you want even more instruction on every single step of the process to launching your own passive income business with FBA, so every step above and beyond the product research component, enrollment for FBA Life Launchpad ends on August 2nd, which shockingly is now less than 2 weeks away. So sign up as soon as possible to reserve your spot. You can sign up at projectgoldilocks.com/enroll, and I'll also put a link on this post too. All right, have a great rest of the day.